how's it going? Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Man, that knife maker's build is behind me, pictures are taken, and the entry is sent in. So let's get back on these handles. Are you ready? Here we go. Alright, welcome back. So, last time we left off where I had these all glued up. Now we got to get these all flat. Then we got a whole bunch of handles to drill out and shape and get ready. I think I'm going to leave the wood for another video. That way I can show you the fillet knife bevels and all that. And just do the wood and do Steve's knife all in one big old shot. Then we'll get back to the heat treat oven and a whole bunch of other projects I got planned. I need like a 48-hour day. That way I can catch up on all the projects I have planned out. Alright, Amazon links are on my website up here with shirts like this and a few knives. Also, they're all down in the links below. So let's get this started. Let's forget about the bench and just go right to the disc grinder. Here we go. Alright, we got our new piece of sandpaper on there. You should see how black the other ones were from the carbon fiber. So now we're just going to hit it flat. If you don't have a disc grinder, you can do this on your belt. Or whatever, we just got to get this flat. When we lay it down to drill it, our holes aren't all catty-cornered and all that. Here we go. I don't want to talk for too long, but once we get it flat, we can start going across this whole thing. We don't want to put pressure on it, we just want to make sure everything's coming down flat. See how it's one straight line? Alright, I'm going to turn the aerator on and all that and air this place out, but there we go, we're pretty flat. You just got to make sure for drilling when we put it on the 1, 2, 3 blocks, you know, they're only that big, so, but we're pretty good there. Look at that nice seam. So I'm just going to do the other one and I'll meet you at the drill press. Just to make sure to get all this glue off, we'll do the back. Alright, the rest is at the drill press after I do this one. Alright, I cut it close on this one. Whew! I had to go back and forth to see what fit better. As you can see, this doesn't matter, but what does matter is look at this curve back here. We're barely on here and we're barely on here. So I'm going to tilt it like that. This is what I always talk about when you're making handles that have different shapes and all that, or a definite in and out like this one. You want to make it bigger. Luckily, I made this one a lot bigger so I can compensate this to that and turn it. Because when you're doing bolsters, you know, you drill the first hole and get your first hole set, but then you have to match this up so the top and the bottom meet. And that's what's the big thing about bolsters you have to be careful of, where you don't go out too far. Luckily I made this one big and listened to myself. I'm always saying make it bigger, make it bigger. And for some reason this one I made it just barely fit. I mean, we got no room to mess around with there. We are definitely right on the edge. I mean, I can always make the handle a little bit smaller or whatever, but you don't want to do that. Ooh, look at that. No room. Alright. So I just wanted to show that. I'm going to clamp it up like always. And I'm going to clamp all the rest of them. We're just going to have a drill fest right now and get these all seated. Like I said, I'm going to leave the wood for when I do this bevel and all that, and we'll just do like a wood extravaganza. I guess that's what my next couple videos are going to be, just drilling extravaganzas and wood extravaganzas and stuff like that. So, man, I couldn't have cut that one any closer if I tried. I made it extra long this way. Look how much room I have with all the G10, but man, if I would have cut this as big as these, I would have had no problem. I could have cut it straight and all that, but that's why you don't want it. Like I always say, I did this for you guys so I can show you a point. You don't want to cut your scales. You always see guys that cut them right to size and all that. And, whew, something goes wrong. And that's what I talk about bevels. Always leave extra room. That little material you save by cutting it exact or whatever, if you have to start all over, you just wasted that plus more. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a jacket, because after I grinded these down on the disc grinder, this whole room was covered with G10 and carbon fiber. So I opened the window and went upstairs for about an hour and completely forgot, and it was freezing down here. A lot of people, when they use carbon fiber, they get itchy, just like when you're doing insulation in a house or something. But I've never really been that affected by that stuff, so I got lucky. Every once in a while I get real itchy with a certain kind of carbon fiber, but so far I'm pretty good. Hopefully tomorrow I'll wake up and feel the same. Alright, so we're going to drill through here, then clamp it, match it all up, then clamp them both, and then drill straight through. Like, I'll show you with the drill after we drill this one out. So drill here, put a bolt here, put a bolt here, then move the clamp and then drill this one. I always try to put one on one side and one on the other. That way it holds, because if you put them both on one side, it might flip up or you want to do anything you can possibly do to eliminate curved or warped pins. So this is what I found. There's extra steps. You know, I see a lot of guys that just put the two scales down and drill right through it. And 9 out of 10 times it works. But that one time it doesn't work, you have to go back and make a whole new scale. Or say, like, I only have 2 pieces of this. I mess up one, what am I going to do? I have to throw out both scales because I don't have any more of this wood. Just a thought. I'm going to go ahead and drill all these. Let's see, is that all that's getting drilled? Oh, carbon fiber here too. Alright, to the drill press. Alright, here we go. Number 1. Like I always say, have something behind you. So if it catches, you know, it hits this instead of spinning out. And if it does ever spin out, if your drill bit catches and starts to spin your blade or whatever, get your hand out and hit the stop button. Don't try to catch it. Don't try to stop it. You know, don't try to do anything except get your hand out of the way. Alright, the first one's done. Now I'm just going to do all the other ones and I'll show you how I put the second one on. I can never figure out why I'm running out of 1/4 inch bolts. Now I know why, because I always drop them on the floor and too lazy to go get them. So we start out with the 1/4 inch. I mean, we start out with the short ones, not the quarter. We start out with the shorter ones to hold our scales in place. But see, that's why you want them short, because when you put the other piece on, it's going to push them back. So, push them back out like that, but they're still holding in. Now this is where we want to line everything up. This is the critical point of doing bolsters. Just put the thing on there lightly. That scared me. The bolt came out too far and moved off. I was like, oh man, we cut it wrong. But see now, we got this bolster lining up. We got everything covered over here. Back here, everything's covered. Actually, it looks like I'm gonna have to make this tail just a little bit shorter. Even here, it's already drilled and it's sticking out. Here I am telling you guys not to cut it short, and I cut it short. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to make that just a little bit thinner. Whew. I must have been in a rush when I was doing these, or my mind was probably on that Real Knife Maker's build or something, but yeah. Well, we'll see what we can do with it. We got a little bit of room here we can mess with, so hopefully we can bring it down. It's not too bad. Just a little bit over, because this sticks out enough that we might be able to curve it back just a little bit and fade it in. Won't have to do too much, so we'll see. When in doubt, you have to compromise, and when you mess up, you have to figure out ways around it, so we'll see. Now if it was sticking way over, we'd be having to do it all over. We'll see what we can do with this. Now, long bolt all the way through to hold it. Yeah, I think we'll be able to get that. We're actually not too bad. I mean, it is hanging over. I'll just have to slope it as good as I can. So, that's what I'm going to do for the rest of them. I'll be back when we're all done, drilled, and all that stuff. Sorry if you hear the noise in the back, but I got the air purifier running. Alright. So, I would suggest getting standoffs. Even if you do wood, you know, I see a lot of guys that only shape their handles to like here, and then maybe do the fronts and then glue everything together. You can do it that way, you know, a lot of guys do it. I just don't understand why you want your handles permanently attached before you're anywhere near done. So even with wood, these are going to be epoxied on when they're done. But get some standoffs. You can get them at any knife maker supply. These I get from MCS. They're called standoffs. 1/4 inch standoffs with 832 threads. 1/2 inch long. So what we're going to want to do now, take a standoff, put it through, let it drop out. Man, making all kinds of mistakes in this video, huh? There we go. So there's our place. They're on tight. Or you can use your bolts either way. You know, you just mark it out so you can cut it. There we go. Now I'm just going to do that for all the rest. And then time lapse over to cutting them out. Just make sure on the bandsaw, cut on the outside of that line. That gives you some room. Like I say, you know, the thing is, when I was starting out, I would follow all these knife makers, and I would see them do it where it's like they don't give themselves any room, and then I would mess stuff up. And the thing is, you don't mess up on stuff like this where you have plenty of room. You mess up on stuff like this where you don't have anything left, and then you have to trash it and start over, and you know, you don't have the material to waste. You know, that damn Murphy's Law, it will get you every time. That's another thing. If you draw on your scales before you drill them, make sure when you drill them in the same spot. Because I did this before, so it matched up. But as you can see here, there's a gap here and the top is gone. So we need to redraw this. All these little tips are just things to help you not mess up, because I've made these mistakes more than once. I know it might be repetitive and a little, oh man, why is he taking 5 extra steps? Because, man, when you mess something up, it sucks having to redo it all. Alright, to the bandsaw. Boom, see, we're all on pivots. Now these pivots, I'm either gonna have to put liners on here to make the handles thicker, or I'm gonna have to shave down the pivots because they are way too big. Other than that, we're good to go. All see now we can shape it. We don't have to worry about the handle falling off or anything. That's why these are better than bolts. Put them on pivots, they'll never go anywhere. Boom. See, we got our shape. Now, with carbon fiber, you might have to go to the drill press and just go in a little bit. You don't want to sit there and drill all the way through, but go in a little bit and kind of wobble it to open it up so the pivots slide in just a little bit. Because like I said before, for some reason, G10 and carbon fiber close up a little bit. See, you can see it did it here. These ones I'm going to have to make smaller too, or put liners. I'll probably put liners. Since I'm probably going to do the Anzo pattern, I'll probably put liners on both of these. But we're all rough shaped. Ta-da! So I think that's about it. I don't know if we'll get to the bevels of the fillet knife next time, or if we'll just finish up these handles. Then we still got the heat treat oven and a few other projects I got to get to. Also, the Amazon links that are down below and on my website, they're international. So they go to France, Germany, Canada, and a few other spots. The channel gets a commission and it's no charge to you. On the website there's knives and shirts. Thanks for your support. Like if you like, dislike if you dislike. If you have any questions or you have a different way of doing your handles, let us know in the comments. Thanks for all the support. Hope you're having a great day, and as always, take it easy. So now we gotta get these. So we